Now let me talk to you a little bit about widgets. And widgets are commonly used in two places. One for a blog's sidebar, such as we see here on my prototype site. And the other, which I'm not going to demonstrate now, widgets can be used to help build home pages. That's for another day. Right now, let's just focus on the most common use of widgets. And they're used not just in a blog, but specifically for sidebars. In the 2017 theme, there is a right sidebar, and I currently have several widgets in it. This widget over here, I'm not going to even deal with during this demonstration because that widget is created by the use of the Jetpack plugin. So I'll do that when we get to Jetpack plugin. And then I've got a search widget, so that'd be the second one over here. And then a categories widget followed by a recent posts widget. And if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, I have a footer widget. So here's one right over here that deals with links, and then one over here that gives me the copyright and an image. It's your theme that will determine the types of widgets and their placement on your site. So keep that in mind when you're working with widgets. And let's just do that right now. I'm going to go to the site that I'm working on. Well, I already have widgets in place. And I want to see if I have anything here in the footer. No. So let's get to work on setting up the widgets. Okay. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go into dashboard. And widgets can be found under appearance widgets. Here's your widget management page, if you will. On the left-hand side, right over here, are the available widgets. And in the right-hand side are the sidebar areas to place your widgets. And if you've noticed, I already had widgets in place. I had Surge and recent posts and all these other ones over here, which I'm not going to use. So I want to start by getting rid of all these. Clicked on the term search, and I'm going to delete. Now, it doesn't mean I can't use the search tool. You'll see that I can in 1 second. It just means I'm removing it from my site. Delete. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about in 1 second. Delete. I always like to start fresh. It's my theme that set this all up to begin with. So now I just like to get rid of them and put the widgets in that I want, because a whole bunch of these widgets really don't mean anything to me. So now I don't have any widgets in my blog sidebar. And to prove the point, just in case you didn't believe me, and why wouldn't you? If I go over here to the blog, you'll see there are no right sidebar widgets. They are gone. Now, I don't recommend that you do this because widgets are really useful for letting users have access to older content. So let's put those widgets back in where we want them to be. Okay, I could go again to dashboard, but look at this. They already have a link right to the widgets section of my WP admin. How nice is that? And I'm going to use the widgets for my site that I want. One was that search widget, okay? So I'm just going to grab this. This is a drag and drop experience. Look at that. And I'm not going to give it a title. I'm just going to leave it just like that. And then I had another one for categories. So let's do that, categories. Okay. That's fine. Now, I can do a little configuring over here. I'm not going to put the title in. I can if I want, but I can just leave it the way it is. I can always come back and put in a title. And for now, I'm going to do display as a drop down and show the number of posts. Okay, well, I'll do that. And I'm going to save. Whenever you make a change to your widget setting, always save it. Okay, so that's important. And I like to fold it up to get it out of the way. And then the other one I like is recent posts. So I'm going to go down over here and find, here we go, recent posts. Right over here. And I'm going to slide that up over here. And I'm going to put it right in position. Notice I can move them around. So I want 5 recent posts to show. I'm not making any changes, so there's nothing to save. But what I mean, move them around, I can change the order in which I want my 3 widgets to appear. Right now, it's going to be search, then the categories widget, and then the recent post widget. And I don't have to save anything at this point. It's done automatically for me. And just to prove that point, let's go over here. And let's go to the blog. And now you'll see I have that search widget. I have categories, and I have recent posts. And I have this as a drop-down, and I don't really think I like it as a drop-down, so let me show you how easy it would be to change that. Okay, I don't really like that. It looks kind of ugly. So I'm going to go back to widgets, and let's just deselect this option over here is to display it as a drop-down. Again, make sure you save any change in the widget configuration. So I just did that. And let's just take a quick look again at the blog. Much nicer. Okay, it looks clean. Now I'm going to add widgets to the footer. Currently there aren't any, so let's do that. So let's go to widgets. Now, again, the number of placements or positions or places, if you will, on the page where I can put my widgets are determined by the theme itself. So this theme allows for 3 different locations on the page where I can put my widgets. Other themes, specifically premium themes, may have many more options than just 3. And in fact, they usually do. So for the footer widget, I remember I had a menu. Well, I have to create that menu. So let's do that first. I'm going to go over here to menu. And I'm going to create a new menu. And to create a new menu, click on create a new menu. Let's just call this footer menu. Remember, you always have to name everything when it comes to many things in WordPress. So let's just create the menu. Good. And now I'm going to pick out the pages that I want in the menu. So I want the blog page, I want the harvest, plant, prep, and home. Perfect. And now I'm going to add these to the menu. And now I'm going to make sure they're in the right order. So home would be first. And then I want prep. Little prep over here. I definitely don't want this to be a sub-menu. So blog is going to be at the end. So let me just stick that down there. So home, prep, plant, harvest. You're not going to be... Sometimes it takes a little bit of doing to get these in the right order. So let me just flip this over here. Whoops, we don't want that. Blog going over here. Let's just switch these around. Well, if you have a problem, you can always do this. Just click on that chevron. You just want to go up 1 level. Okay, perfect. There's always an answer for everything, right? Home, prep, plant, harvest, blog. Perfect. Let's save the menu. Okay, let's go back to our widgets. And for the footer, I have a menu to go in there. So I'm going to go over to custom menu. And I'm just going to drag it right over here. And I'm going to give this a title. And you'll see why in a second. You don't have to title things, but let's do a better one. Let's just call this key links. Now you have to pick out which menu you want in there. In the footer. I want the footer menu. So I've created 2 menus so far. I don't want the main menu. I want the footer menu that I created just for this occasion. Let's save that. And let's have a look. So I always like to look at things. So let's go over to blog. And we'll see right over here. Looks like the footer 1 means on the left-hand side. And here are my links. So if I click on any one of these, they would take me to that page. Key links, that's fine. And now, if I go back to here, now you might say, wait a second, didn't you just put something in there? Yes, I did. If you come back to the widgets page and you don't see the widget that you just added, my suggestion would be just to refresh or reload your page, which I'm doing right now, and you'll see that it's there. So don't worry about that, it's there. And the last one I want to do is in the second footer, footer 2. There's actually 2 different widgets I'm going to stick in there. One is a text widget. You know, it's kind of far away to slide it all the way up there. So what I'm going to do is just click on the text widget. And then here are the 3 different sidebar areas I could stick this. I said I wanted to go into 2. Clicked on 2, add it. Now it's over here in 2. And I'm not going to do anything other than paste in the copyright for the site. I'm going to save this. Remember, I made a change, so make sure you click Save. I'm going to fold up this little window over there. I don't want that. And now I'm going to add that cornucopia image. So image. Again, I'm going to do it this way. Sometimes it's just a lot easier to do that. Add. Instead of dragging and dropping. I'm going to find the image that I want to add. The image is already in my library. Click on that. Click on this. Away we go. Save, of course. And let's go over to the blog. So we will have our second footer here, which contained 2 different widgets. One was that text widget, and then the other was the image widget.